The Omni Mandalay is one of Irving's top hotels for meetings, conventions, and business travelers. So anything affecting access is something the sales and marketing director wants to know about.
It's important for us to be able to coordinate our groups, our guests' comings and goings. So the more information we have in advance, the better we can let them know what's going to be happening in the area.
Work on the Midtown Express is now underway. State Highway 183 is the biggest part of the Midtown Express construction project and what most people first think about. But it's not the only part.
In their bid, Southgate Constructors was also able to include work on Loop 12 and State Highway 114.
Give us a quick introduction to this.
This event at the Irving Chamber of Commerce is focusing specifically on State Highway 114, where some of the work has already started. This is the first meeting of the Midtown Express Business Owner Task Force.
It's an opportunity for the businesses to come in and learn about the work before anybody else, and it's also an opportunity for them to come and bring their questions and have construction experts answer their questions.
Well, it's very important because not only do they have customers coming to see them, they also have employees trying to get into work.
These drawings from Southgate show the goal: new managed toll lanes on 114 between 161 and Rochelle.
Then between 161 and International Parkway, there will be one additional westbound toll managed lane.
In addition to some of the city's biggest employers being located near State Highway 114, the area is also a hotspot for special events. The Omni Mandalay and the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau are among those in the visitor industry working to give as much notice as they can to groups considering booking.
When you're talking about groups and conventions, those are things that have been on the books for several years.
Groups naturally want to know how it will affect their flow of their attendees. And as long as we let them know in advance and we give them factual information, we haven't had any issues.
You got to, as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, communicate to your customer so they can communicate to their customer.
This is the first thing that needs to happen in this sequence.
The business people here are learning of a couple of the first spots to watch, including the long-term closure of the ramp going from northbound Spur 482 to West State Highway 114. The bridge here will be demolished and rebuilt wider. O'Connor Boulevard at 114 is another active site.
What we're actually doing is we're going to be widening the 114 bridge over O'Connor, so there are actually going to be nightly closures on O'Connor associated with that.
The Midtown Express Business Owner Task Force will have meetings every month at different locations, and organizers say things will definitely get busier with more closures and more traffic changes to talk about every month. And contractor Southgate says it's important for not only businesses, but all drivers to stay informed.
What I really want people to know is that there are great tools out there for them to get information.
Drivers can find updates and sign up for email alerts at drivemidtown.com. There's still a bigger challenge of getting that information out to all of the visitors who come to the city.
When you don't know your way around to start with, we really have to talk to those folks very differently. So it's a constant form of education, and it's constantly reminding ourselves that they weren't here yesterday, they don't know the history, they don't know this has been talked about for 3 years or 30 years. They just know when they got here, it was confusing.
It will be something that they will have to figure out because construction will last for years. The work underway on the 3 local highways is an interim project.
If we could, we would build the ultimate. It's a little over $3 billion, we just don't have the funding. We are looking at about 15 to 20 years unless the funds come earlier.
One of the great things about the Midtown Express project is even though it's going to be 3 years of really intense work for this phase, they're doing as much of it as possible at the same time.
The goal of events such as this one is to keep the dialogue going, which could help keep traffic flowing and business growing.
We're all excited about what this will look 3 years from now. We've all lived through several highway construction projects. We just need to make it really, really easy for our clients to live through these massive projects.
We're just ready for anything they throw our way. It's exciting,